Los Angeles, where the stars come out to shine. It's a place of dreams, all wrapped up in high-gloss glitz and glamour. It's also home to the world's beautiful people, and for the last few months, it's been home to our greatest ever Olympian, Ian Thorpe. Hello, I'm Rebecca Wilson, and I'm here in Los Angeles to speak exclusively to one of the most talked about men in Australia, Ian Thorpe. Over the next 30 minutes, I'm going to put the hard questions to Ian about his swimming, his training, and about his life here in Hollywood. We'll also discuss the controversial reports on his diet, weight, and lifestyle. For the first time on television, Thorpe will answer his critics, following a flurry of criticism and speculation. At 23, Ian Thorpe is one of the greatest swimmers of all time, with a total of 9 medals, 5 of them gold from the Sydney and Athens Olympics. At just 14, Ian became the youngest male ever selected for an Australian swimming team. Since then, he's broken an astounding 22 world records, won 11 World Championship titles, 10 Commonwealth Games gold medals, and 9 Pan-Pacific titles. He was quickly christened Torpedo for his superhuman feats in the water. But the last 9 months have been something of a nightmare for Ian Thorpe. Chronic bronchitis morphed into glandular fever and forced his withdrawal from the Commonwealth Games in Melbourne. Then Ian broke his hand, triggering more media speculation about his swimming future. Thorpe decided on LA as a place to begin the long, hard slog back to peak fitness. By Hollywood standards, he bought a modest house in the hills and moved in. But in the last few weeks, negative front-page stories have drawn Ian back into the spotlight. The Sydney Morning Herald's front page screamed, "The good life catches up with Torpedo," claiming Ian was just hanging out, munching on pizza, slurping cola, missing training and getting fat. Other Aussie newspapers quickly warmed to the theme, with stories that Ian has been living it up with Australian movie star neighbours Heath Ledger and Michelle Williams. Understandably fed up with the endless speculation about his life, his business interests and his swimming career, Ian agreed this week to speak exclusively to Foxtel. You've been called overweight, unmotivated, and you've been page 1 headlines in Australia. What's your response to the criticism that you've copped?
I don't have a response. I'm here in LA, I'm training, I'm doing what I want to do, and I'm getting a lot out of this and I'm really enjoying it. So I have no reason to defend anything that I've done because I've been doing things right.
It is that classic tall poppies thing, isn't it, that we're, let's just cut down someone who has been a great champion for Australia.
Well, I don't know if it's just the tall poppy thing. I think I've had a really difficult last 6 months. Unfortunately, I missed the Commonwealth Games. I was sick, and it wasn't that as soon as the Commonwealth Games was over that I instantly got better. I've still been recovering from that. I was in hospital in LA. I broke my hand. Like, all of these things that, are really detrimental to someone's swimming career have kind of happened at a very wrong part of my career.
Let's take, for example, the shot of you at the hamburger outlet in your car, and they're saying, you're eating burgers and you're drinking Coca-Cola and iced coffee or whatever, and they're saying, well, look at him, he's overweight and he's at the takeaway food outlet.
Well, I have been. I mean, I have actually been a little bit overweight. I spent, 3 or 4 months where, I haven't been able to train. And so I put on weight, and I had to work damn hard to get back into shape and just be able to train. I do go to a burger place, and I go every week. I go on Wednesdays for lunch, and I have the same thing every time, a double protein burger. And you know what?
It's so really,
it's really, really good. And if anyone comes here, go and have it. It's not that bad for you. It's not the best thing to eat. But, that's kind of one of the allowances that I give myself each week. You
came to LA full of optimism, didn't you? Tell us about why you made the decision to come.
There was kind of a last straw, I kind of felt. And, it was, when I was sick in the lead up to Commonwealth Games, I had journalists, at my house knocking, waiting, at the top of my driveway. Kind of the same thing as what's happening here, but you're just waiting for a shot, just wanting to, find out if I'm okay because they want the scoop for their story. And, you know, what happened, I did a press conference and basically told everyone, you know, that I wouldn't be competing. And that wasn't enough. It was then after that, it still continued. It didn't stop. I kind of felt, you know, I was sick. I did a press conference that, you know, I really shouldn't have done because I wasn't well enough to do it. And yet people still wanted more. And, you know, for me and in my state of mind, that was it. I realised that, you know, for me to be healthy again, to get the most out of my training, I really had to move somewhere else where I could just get on with it.
You've also been involved, I think, in some like car chases through the streets of LA with these paparazzi.
Yeah.
Just tell us about that.
Well, I mean, it's scary. It's, you know, there's no two ways about it. You know, I've done kind of, you know, these driving courses where you learn to avoid these situations, and that's all well and good. But when people are breaking the law to follow you, and, you know, the speed that they'll travel around other cars to get near you, it's frightening.